In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Aurzen Boom Mini, probably their best projector they've released yet. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. Huge shout out to Aurzen for actually sponsoring this video and sending out the projector for me to review. I have reviewed projectors in the past for them, so again, another huge shout out to them. Love the company over there. And there are some really good upgrades to this new Boom Mini. As you guys know, they did release a model, I believe it was called like the Aurzen Boom or something like that. This has many different upgrades that we needed on the first one, and they are finally here. And we're going to talk about those in a second. But first and foremost, what do we get in the box? Of course, we're going to have our user manual. We're going to have a warranty. We're going to have a remote control, which finally has Google Voice because this is going to have Google TV on it. So that's one of the biggest upgrades that we're going to see on this device, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Of course, we're going to have our AC adapter, and as you guys can see, this is our projector right here. This can actually tilt 110 degrees, so if you guys want to watch a movie on your wall, you can watch a movie on your wall, or if you want to watch a movie on the ceiling, it can actually tilt all the way up as well. So it gives you a lot of leverage to go ahead and watch a movie or a TV show any way that you would like. Also, going to the back of this device, as you guys can see, we have a Dolby Audio sound system on here. We get some 20-watt immersive sound, and as far as our bass goes, we actually have some really deep bass down to 95 hertz. So honestly, overall, my experience with these speakers on here has been night and day compared to their last projector that I reviewed. This projector's sound is very, very good, super immersive. If you guys are trying to build out a home theater or something like that, you guys are not going to be disappointed with the speaker. It gets insanely loud. There is no tin at all. There is absolutely no tin. As you guys can see on the left side of this projector, if we open this up right here, we have an HDMI port, we have two USB-A ports, and of course we have an auxiliary port if you guys would like to plug in headphones or maybe plug in some sort of stereo system or something like that. Whatever you guys want to do with this, you guys can do that, but those are the ports that are available. Now, enough talking about the projector itself. Let's talk about some of the specifications we have on this. Of course, as you guys know, we have a built-in Google TV system on here. This looks really, really good. As you guys can see, the layout is very nice. If you give it a minute to upload, it's smooth as butter. We also have real-time focus and real-time keystone correction. We also have obstacle avoidance, which is great to see, and we have screen alignment as well, as you guys saw with that keystone adjustment. We also have native 1080p on this device, so we have full HD, but we are also offered HDR10. So of course the blacks are going to be deeper and the whites are going to be brighter on here, and this is definitely seen. I was actually really hyped to see that they had HDR10, and you know, if you guys are watching HDR compatible, you know, Netflix movies or TV shows, or even going on YouTube and watching a HDR video, as you guys can see right here, it is going to look much, much better. It is like night and day. We also have 500 ANSI lumens, so pretty bright overall, especially for the price of this projector. It's only $349. Also, if you guys want to get this projector for 10% off for whatever reason, you guys can use the link in the description down below and use the code TechRight1. I'll put it on the screen right here. Go ahead and input that, and that will get you an additional 10% off of this projector to make it much more affordable for you guys. Another thing inside of here, we have two-way Bluetooth. We also have a smart control app inside of here, so if you guys want to go ahead and download that, you can go ahead and customize settings and go ahead and use your projector through that as well. Another thing is we pretty much have every application on here that you could want. We have Netflix, we have Hulu, we have Max, we have Disney, we have Prime Video, we have all of these streaming applications that someone could want, and for a lot of projectors out there, you really can't say that. So that was a nice upgrade to this projector from the previous one. I have all the streaming apps that I want on here. There's nothing that I don't have on here, so really huge shout out to Aurzen for finally putting all of those apps inside of here. I think it was the best decision possible to put Google TV inside of here. And speaking of Google TV, the remote right here, this is one of my favorite additions to this projector. Of course, at the bottom of this remote, you get shortcuts to YouTube, Netflix, Prime Video. We also have a way to go ahead and, you know, focus the projector as well with keystone correction and all of that. If you see that the display is a little bit blurry, we also have our audio controls on here, so volume up and down. But the great thing is we actually have the Google Voice little assistant right here. So you go ahead and hold that, go up to our mouth and go ahead and search whether it's a movie on Netflix, a TV show, or a video on YouTube. You guys can go ahead and use that to your control, and you don't have to tediously click around and stuff like that. It'll just open the application or the video for you. So that is probably my favorite feature about this projector so far, and one of the biggest upgrades and buying points of this as well, because a lot of projectors out here do not have this, especially at this $349 price tag. But overall, my experience with this projector has been very, very good. As far as like the video game latency, I haven't had any issues with it whatsoever. You can definitely play video games on here competitively, even playing just, you know, story mode games like Resident Evil 4, as you guys can see, you know, using my controller, it was synced up pretty well. There was no lag or anything like that. So still had a really good experience with video games on here. Also, the colors look really good. As you guys can see, this footage I took, it was midday. It was like 3 p.m. So it wasn't super dark, but the display was still pretty bright. That 500 ANSI lumens was something that was pretty clutch right there. So videos look good. Movies look good. The sound is something to be experienced. I know it's not going to do any justice, but I'm going to play a video right here, and we're going to show you guys some of the sound that you can expect on this projector.
Stay with me tonight. Far from the fading light, we can leave it all behind. Just breathe and feel alive.
So that's some pretty good sound right there. That absolutely surprised me. I did not think it could get that loud, especially without getting any like tin inside of it as well. So really clear audio, very deep bass on here, and very, very loud speakers. So you're going to have a good experience overall, especially for that $349 price tag. But all in all, there's really nothing else to say. The display is great. You know, great that we have Google Voice on here. We have immersive sound. We have Google TV built into this finally, so you have all your streaming applications, and of course you guys can go ahead and ergonomically tilt and shift this projector any which way that you want to pretty much put it in a location that's comfortable for you. So this is an all-in-one package projector. This is a really, really decent product, and this is definitely something that I could recommend. So if you guys want to pick this up, again, I'll leave the code and the link in the description down below. Use code TechRight1 to go ahead and pick up this projector. This is going to be something that is going to be fun to bring maybe to the cabin, bring on vacation with you guys, or even build out your new movie theater inside of your house, or maybe just your bedroom. It's something that's really nice, and of course cheaper than like a 4K TV out there that's like 100 inches. And of course this is going to be a much more immersive experience than watching your movies or TV shows on a TV. So this is definitely a good option, especially if you're like moving into a dorm, you're a student that's going somewhere and you don't want to lug a huge TV around with you. This is something that's going to be nice that you can just keep around forever, pop on a movie with some friends, and have an immersive experience. But that was the Aurzen Boom Mini Projector. Another huge shout out to Aurzen for sponsoring this video and sending this projector out. If you guys enjoyed this video, of course drop a like, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. This has been Safon from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.